Secondly, some people ask about saving accounts. I think what they call it, 14K or whatever. Some companies would tell you that if you save part of your salary, the employer will match it to help you also build up some. And the problem here basically is the issue of how this money is being invested. A third issue, because I addressed them together, the question of pension. Because again, in pension, you get deduction from your salary. It's matched in some form or the other, either 100% more or less, depending on the whatever union contract or system of the company. And then this money are invested, of course, for your future retirement. Well, the issue of fringe benefit itself, I know of no evidence that it is haram. In other words, if your employer as a fringe benefit says, you save 2% of your salary, I'll give you 2% as a fringe benefit. There is nothing that's haram in that I know of. The fact that he says that if you contribute 5% of your salary for your pension plan and I'll match it with another 5%, again, that's not haram to my knowledge because it's basically fringe benefit. It's an additional benefit, and it is known for anyone in human resource management like myself that this is one way of attracting people to work for you. It's not only the straight pay, but the contingency or fringe benefit, as some call it, even though it's a misnomer to some degree. Benefits, perhaps, would be a more accurate term. Now, the first thing that we should try in both saving and pension plans is that if the company or organization offers more than one plan, in other words, some offer plan A and plan B. I've seen that myself, for example, in our university. In one of them, it would be basically financial market or buying instruments like bonds and dealing mostly with riba. Others might have the bulk. I'm not saying there's anything that's 100% bulk of their investment in something that would be permissible, like buying stocks in the marketplace. So if there is a choice, obviously you should opt for one that is largely in halal investment. I don't know whether it might be practical, I'm not an expert on that, in the future to try to work out something with employers even, to have something purely Islamic. Maybe some banks might accept the idea of administering some people's pension funds under some control so that the way it is invested is totally Islamic. In fact, there have been some attempt, and I don't know how far it is now in Toronto, to have an Islamic RRSP, registered saving plan, where you could also qualify for tax deduction for the amount contributed. So this is an issue that we have to cope with, and perhaps you need a learned scholar, not me, I'm a student of the scholars, to address the issue. Suppose the pension is inflexible and only invest in a combination of halal and haram. Should a Muslim lose this huge contribution and his right of those benefits from the employer, or should he take it, and if he wants to purify his money later on, he might calculate the amount of interest that might have accrued and give it to charity without being part of his zakah? This is, I'm not standing here as a mufti, but I think it's an issue that perhaps may have some room, and perhaps we should ask our scholars on that issue.